Did you know that your life won't really change until you do? Have you noticed that your daily experiences and feelings are pretty much the same? That's because you keep attracting what you project. If you want to change your reality, you need to change who you are. You have to start thinking and feeling differently. No matter how much you try or pray, nothing will change your reality except for you. Ultimately, it's up to you to take responsibility. Realizing that everything that's ever happened to you can be super liberating for one big reason. You'll see that you're always in control and that you're the one making your life happen. Everything in your life is your own creation, plain and simple. You'll feel inspired to stop holding yourself back and empowered to create whatever you want. Everything is possible for you. You just need to recognize and accept that. Tell yourself, I am an unlimited being, and you'll get those goosebumps because deep down, you know it's true. If you're ready to change yourself and your life, then this video is for you. Stick around to learn how to transform your personality. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our new uploads. Once you do, your experiences will start to change naturally. That's just how it works. The universe shifts to bring you experiences that match your vibe and frequency. As we get better at understanding this by mixing quantum physics with neuroscience and psychology, we can really make some amazing changes. In neuroimmunology and epigenetics, we're putting together a detailed plan to understand things better. The next step is making this model easy to explain. If you can't explain it, it means you don't really get it yet. But once you can, you're building a solid foundation for new experiences. A solid scientific model doesn't leave room for guesswork, superstitions, or fixed ideas. When you know what's going on and why, the how becomes easier to understand, which gives your actions more meaning. It's super important to create a safe space where people can practice and learn. Getting your actions to match your intentions and your behaviors to line up with your thoughts helps you shake off old habits over time. When your thoughts and feelings are in harmony, your mind and body come together, opening up new experiences. These experiences form new neural pathways and patterns, releasing chemicals that we know as feelings or emotions. When you feel emotions, they communicate with your body on a chemical level, linking your understanding with what you're experiencing. The emotional rewards from an experience help your body over time. Environmental cues can impact your genes, which then produce proteins. Staying stuck in the same emotional state can mess with your genes and affect your genetic future. But new experiences can spark new emotions, turning on different genes and changing your path. If you've done something once, you can definitely do it again. Repeating an experience trains your mind and body, making it a natural reaction. This journey takes us from just knowing to actually experiencing. Turning thoughts into actions, going from being a thinker to becoming a pro, we all have what it takes biologically and neurologically for this change. These days, just knowing stuff isn't enough. We need to figure out how to use that knowledge. We should take a step back from our daily grind and the non-stop info coming at us from our surroundings, people and places we deal with all the time. These same old experiences often hit us with the same feelings, making us feel stuck in our situations. It's time to take charge and get a grip on how our environment impacts us. When we have strong feelings about people or problems, we tend to focus on them. Where we put our attention, that's where our energy goes, and without realizing it, we end up giving power to those people or situations. It's interesting how our thoughts and feelings can shape our surroundings. If we keep reacting the same way to the same things, we just keep reinforcing or recreating our environment. Everything we've come across, every person, object, experience, and place is already mapped out in our brains. Do you ever feel like every day is just the same and nothing ever changes? Think about how that connects to how you're feeling and how your mood shapes your experiences. Share your thoughts in the comments below the video. We tie our emotions to every person and thing in our lives, and when we react to someone based on old memories, we can't see beyond those feelings. We're just stuck in the past. Our thoughts really shape our future. If we keep thinking like that, we'll just keep getting more of the same. A lot of folks kick off their day by dwelling on their problems, which are just memories linked to certain people, places, and events. When they focus on those issues, they're stuck in the past. Our thoughts really shape our future. If we keep thinking like that, we'll just keep getting more of the same. A lot of folks kick off their day by dwelling on their problems, which are just memories linked to certain people, places, and events. When they focus on those issues, they're stuck in the past. Our thoughts are like the brain's way of communicating, and our emotions speak for our bodies. How we think and feel actually defines who we are. So, most people start their day with their whole mindset trapped in the past if they keep remembering those problems. When you're feeling down, it kicks off thoughts that release chemicals, making you feel even worse. Your brain then kind of confirms that misery, which leads to more negative thoughts. It's like you're stuck in a loop of automatic reactions. Interestingly, your body can't tell the difference between feelings from real experiences and those just created by your thoughts. It feels like you're trapped in the same past experience all the time, keeping you in a familiar state. To change things up, a person has to rewire both their brain and body to break free from this cycle. People often wake up and go through the same old routine in the same environment, doing the same things every day. This routine puts them on autopilot, making them repeat the same thoughts, actions, and feelings without even realizing it. Habits develop when you do something so often that your body just does it on its own, better than you consciously think about it. This keeps a person stuck in a cycle, making it feel like each day is just a repeat of the last, which takes away their sense of free will. By the time you hit 35, most folks have a bunch of automatic behaviors, emotional reactions, habits, beliefs, perceptions, and attitudes that just run on autopilot. So, changing things up isn't as simple as just thinking positively. A lot of people are stuck in deep-rooted patterns that trigger negative feelings. If our familiar past and the predictable future are all we focus on, nothing changes. The only time we can really change is right now. The present moment is where the real transformation can happen, especially as you start to become more aware. The more aware you are of your behavior, the less you feel like a robot, and more like someone who's actually paying attention to those habits. It's when we zone out and act on autopilot that we slip back into old patterns. Have you ever felt things like agitation, frustration, or impatience? What do you usually do when those feelings hit? Do your actions show how you feel? Now, imagine how your actions would change if you were feeling love and gratitude instead. Those emotions can really hold you back if you're stuck in the past. The big question is, if you want to have a life full of abundance, you've got to stop thinking about scarcity. To get healthier, you can't keep focusing on pain or feeling separated. Letting go of past emotions and breaking old habits takes a lot of work. Your personality shapes your reality, so changing who you are and stepping into the unknown can help you think differently. By focusing your intention and attention, you start to build new mental pathways. This process helps these pathways work like software, making it easier to adopt new ideas like, "I am limitless," or "good things happen in my life." Imagine kicking off your day by visualizing how you want to respond in different situations. By mentally practicing your interactions with others at work or during your commute, you get into a state of presence. When you're fully into this process, your brain can't tell what's real and what you're just imagining. This means your imagination is actually helping to build neural connections, as if you've already done it. Once you've gone through these experiences enough times, it becomes second nature, and you'll start to act like a happier person without even thinking about it. There's no magic involved, it's just how your brain rewires itself. The toughest part of this whole process is changing how you feel. A lot of folks sit around waiting for something outside of them to make them feel the way they want. They stay detached from the feelings and experiences thereafter, hoping their surroundings will shift first. They forget that they're the ones who create their own reality. Reality and that feeling of not having enough can make your dreams feel far away. But when you start to feel grateful, complete, worthy, and abundant, you bring those feelings into your life. When you walk around empowered and loving life, you attract the experiences you want. If you feel awe for life, you're more likely to have deep, meaningful experiences. Now you're taking steps to change your state of being. All you need is a clear intention for your future along with a positive feeling. Strong emotions really bring past memories to life, and they also boost your visions for the future. The more feelings you attach to a clear goal, the more you change your mindset. When you focus on mental images, your brain locks them in as long-term memories. You'll start thinking in line with those experiences and feeling the emotions tied to them. The more intense the emotion linked to your goal, the more your body gets a taste of what's to come. It only takes a thought and a feeling to kick this whole process off. Just like Einstein said, it's the field, not the particle, that really holds the power. Basically, energy controls matter, so if we can shift the energy in the field, we can change matter. To make that happen, you need a clear intention and strong emotions. When your brain and heart aren't in sync, you don't have the energy to connect with the field around you, kind of like a radio without a signal. But when your heart is in harmony, it's like dropping pebbles into a calm lake, creating ripples of energy. The more in tune your heart is, the stronger the signal it sends. When your mind is on the same wavelength, you can connect a focused thought to that energy, which sends out a fresh electromagnetic signal into the universe. What you put out there shapes your future. Your thoughts steer the way, while your heart's feelings pull experiences back to you, kind of like a Wi-Fi signal linking you to everything around you. You're figuring out how to tap into this power. I get that some of you might feel stuck or think something's off because it doesn't seem to be working. Just keep in mind that this is all part of the learning curve. Frustration can really mess with your head. But if you recognize that, even when you're feeling frustrated, you can decide to shift your perspective. Instead of asking yourself, "Why isn't this working?" or "What's wrong with me?" Zerenia, focus on overcoming that frustration. Once you get a handle on that, you'll start to tap into the amazing potential I'm talking about. I know how to reconnect with the feelings I want for my future and get in sync with that energy. Once I'm in tune with it, I feel emotionally connected. I focus on my goals, and my body naturally follows the direction my mind sets for my future. It feels like my future starts to come to me. Learning to sync up my brain and heart is super important. People who can slow their brain waves to the theta state, which is really open to new info, can actually reprogram themselves for a new future. The theta state connects our conscious and subconscious minds, creating a suggestible, almost hypnotic vibe. In this state, we can change our beliefs and behaviors. Feeling grateful makes you more open to change. When you really appreciate something great, you're in the best mindset to accept new things. But think about someone who keeps saying things like, "I'm rich, I'm healthy," or "I'm limitless," yet still feels unhappy. Their body doesn't buy into those thoughts because they're just stuck in their head. On the other hand, when someone genuinely feels gratitude or the emotions they'd have if their dreams were already real, and they can keep that feeling alive, they really start to transform. Being open to new information lets your body think something has already happened, which helps those thoughts reach your body. This can start to change your autonomic nervous system. When we're stuck in our everyday lives, constantly reacting to issues, it can wear us down and mess with our brains. We often focus too much on the physical stuff and forget that reality is made up of both particles and waves. We're so used to seeing things we can touch that if our dreams aren't right in front of us, we start to question if they're real. When we try to create change by just concentrating on the physical, it doesn't always work. It can take a while for our ideas to turn into reality, and that waiting period is what we call time. Some folks have dreams that seem to drag on forever, and that long wait can make them lose sight of their dreams because it feels so daunting. Einstein said, "It's not matter that creates a field, but rather the field that controls matter." If we could tap into that field and create from it, instead of relying on physical stuff, using energy to shape matter, we might close the gap between cause and effect. When we're having a tough time reaching our goals, we can actually turn into a magnet that pulls in events by syncing our brain and heart. We start to match the vibe of the future we want. In this way, our thoughts act like an electrical charge, while our feelings are the magnetic charge. So, here's the deal. When you switch from trying to make things happen in the physical world to creating from the energy around you, you don't have to chase after stuff anymore. You become a magnet, and suddenly synchronicities pop up. Opportunities and meaningful coincidences come to you naturally. The big question is, which way do you want to go? Let's break down the idea of space-time in our three-dimensional reality. Space feels endless, and we experience time as we go through it. Everything we can sense has height, width, and depth, which makes it local since it exists in both space and time. Our senses fool us into feeling like we're separate from everything else. This illusion leads us to believe there's a me here and a you there, making everything seem disconnected in this physical world of matter we live in. We're basically local beings connected to space and time. The vastness of space and the infinity of time can make us feel stuck in this view of reality. We often focus on our bodies, our identities, our stuff, our locations, and the time we have, and that shapes who we are. It drives us to shape our reality as we chase our desires and dreams. We usually move through space, which takes time and energy, and hitting our goals requires effort and time. In this whole space-time reality, it feels like there's just so much out there. Space seems never-ending. We're given plenty of space to chase our dreams, and we map out our paths through this huge expanse by concentrating on what we can see and predict. But what if there's this unseen energy zone called the unified field or quantum field that we can only tap into through our senses? By broadening our awareness to this field, we stop seeing ourselves just as our bodies, our stuff, and our daily routines. Instead, we enter a space where we're not really anyone specific. Your focus changes from what you own, where you are, and the time that rules you. You go from being someone to being no one. This change is so deep, that you lose track of your physical presence, your feelings, your stuff, or your surroundings. You rise above thoughts about the past and future. In this state, you shift from the familiar space-time reality to the unexplored four-dimensional reality of the present moment. We call this the eye of the needle. You can't access the quantum field with your body because it doesn't belong there. In the physical world, pure consciousness is the key, which means moving beyond yourself. Picture this. You shift all your focus away from your body, your surroundings, and everything you know. As your brain waves slow down from beta to alpha, something amazing happens. You begin to go through a process where your autobiographical self, the collection of all your experiences and knowledge, loses its energy and activity in your thinking brain. By pulling your attention and energy away from what you already know, you rise above it and become pure. When you become aware, you enter a space where you're more than just your body, your surroundings, and time. This lets you break free from everything familiar and opens you up to new possibilities. This, my friends, is the key to transformation. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Don't forget to check out our other similar videos on either side. We'd love to hear what your favorite part was, so let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.